What's up, guys? Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed your All-Star break. Neil Orfield here. I'm going to take a look at the Stokastic MLB DFS Lineup Generator for tonight's slate. While you're coming in, please do like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification button so you can get alerts when our shows go live. I'm going to be looking at lineups for both DraftKings and FanDuel in this video. And by the way, you can still get this tool for 50% off your first week. It's going to be just $4.48 for your first week if you use the link in my tweet, or if you use the link in the description of this video on YouTube. It's going to be just $8.95 after that as well. So still a fantastic deal. Every lineup that you get from this tool is going to be a lineup that has been run through the Stokastic Sims. It's going to be one that was found to be long-term profitable. These are plus EV lineups. Any lineup that was run through the Sims that was not found to be profitable over the long term, not included in the lineup generator. So pretty cool to only get good lineups here. I'm going to start by looking at some DraftKings lineups. I'm going to do all stack types and all lineups. Not going to lock anybody in. All right, so first lineup we have here is a 4-4 Yankees-Rays stack with Charlie Morton and Paul Blackburn as the pitchers. We'll look at Morton and Blackburn first in the top pitchers tool. Morton second in the board in top two pitcher odds, 20% chance of being a top two pitcher on DraftKings, 29% ownership. So a little bit overowned, but not a huge concern with pitchers. And then Blackburn down kind of middling in terms of top two pitcher odds, 6% chance of being a top two pitcher. He does look pretty overowned, but he's just 5,300. Decent odds of being a top two pitcher for a 5,300 pitcher. All right, so those are our pitchers. And then we have the Rays and the Yankees as our stacks. Two top stacks on the board. So you pay down for Paul Blackburn. It allows you to pay out for the Yankees in Coors Field and Tampa in Kansas City. 17% chance that the Yankees end up being the top stack today. 9% chance of Tampa being the top stack today. Looks like a good lineup overall. Of course, we know that all of these lineups are going to be good lineups if they made it into the lineup generator. All right, let's take a look at the next one. Now we have another Yankee stack, a 5-man Yankee stack with a 3-man Brewers stack as well. Kenta Maeda and Shohei Ohtani as the pitchers. Let's take a look at Ohtani and Maeda in the pitchers tool. Ohtani, top of the board in terms of top two pitcher odds, 22% chance of being the top two pitcher. Maeda, 10% chance of being a top two pitcher as well. So two of the better pitchers on the board. Made a nice matchup in Oakland. Looks really good. Ohtani versus Houston, not quite as good there, but he's a good pitcher, so not a huge concern. And then we have the Yankees and the Brewers as our stacks. Again, the Yankees, 17% chance of being the top stack. Brewers down at 6% chance of being the top stack, with still a top 4 stack here. So two of the top stacks on the board once again. Looks like a good lineup. All right, I'm just going to go through and save 20 lineups here. And again, I've said this before, but you'll see the projection is going to stay pretty close to optimal, probably like in the top 10% for all these lineups. But because I did all lineup types, you're going to see this jump from chalky to contrarian all over the board here as I save these 20 lineups, because I didn't say one specific type of bucket that I like. I prefer to get lineups that are kind of all over the board here. All right, so chalky one, chalky. Now this one a little more contrarian, chalky, chalky. Good mix here. All right, so I got 20 lineups here. Yep, and our highest owned players are Yankees bats almost exclusively. We have Charlie Morton jumps in there a little bit with a 45% exposure to Charlie Morton, but a lot of Yankees bats at the top. Not a surprise when you get to Yankees in Coors Field. Gleyber Torres, 55%, 55% Harrison Bader, 55% Anthony Volpe, 50% DJ LeMahieu, 45% Rizzo, 45% Trevino, 40% Giancarlo Stanton, 40% IKF, Josh Donaldson, 30%. Every single one of the Yankees bats getting a lot of exposure to the Yankees. Not a huge surprise, again, when they are in Coors Field. On a slate this size, I mean, we have a lot of games going tonight. I don't know if I want this much exposure to the Yankees on a 14-game slate, because they are going to be fairly chalky, but they look pretty good in the top stacks too. Like, we don't have massive negative leverage here. I think 18% ownership, 17% chance of being the top stack. I don't hate it. I would probably go back and get rid of a few of these Yankee stacks to try and get some other teams in there. Maybe try and get all of these bats under 50% exposure. But I don't mind having a good amount of Yankees on a slate like this, as long as the secondary stacks kind of offset them a little bit in terms of ownership. I might go back and find some more contrarian lineups to add to this set if I were going to change something here. All right, now I'm going to go back and take a look at some FanDuel lineups as well. Going to do all stack types, all lineups. Not going to lock anybody in. And first lineup we see here is a 4-4 Yankees Cardinals stack with Charlie Morton as the pitcher. Let's take a look in the top pitchers tool for FanDuel. Charlie Morton, top of the board in terms of top pitcher odds on FanDuel. 8% chance of being the top pitcher overall. Looks good. And then the bats, we have the Yankees and the Cardinals. Yankees top of the board, 16% chance of being the top stack on FanDuel. Cardinals still, top 10 here. 5% chance of being the top stack. Slight positive leverage, not anything to write home about, but a little bit of positive leverage on St. Louis. And the 4% ownership there kind of offsetting the chalky Yankee stack. So it looks like a good lineup overall. Falls kind of on the contrarian end of the board despite having the chalk Yankees in there. We do have IKF at under 10% ownership. And then, we have some low-owned bats here from the Cardinals. 1% Paul DeJong, 2% Paul DeJong, 6% Lars Nootbaar, 11% Paul Goldschmidt, and then 10% Wilson Contreras. So really kind of offsetting that Yankees ownership with these Cardinals bats. Looks like a good lineup. Let's take a look at one more. And this one on the far, far chalky end of the spectrum, a 4-3-1 Yankees Brewers. And then with Ohtani as the one-off, 42% exposure. Man, Ohtani getting a lot of ownership today. 42% is pretty nuts there. That's going to bring up the ownership quite a bit. We still have Charlie Morton as a pitcher. We still have a lot of those chalk Yankees. So this one, probably chalkier than I want to play tonight. On a 14-game slate, I don't think you need a lineup that has 210% overall ownership. I would probably get away from this one. But again, these have all been found to be plus EV lineups. So I'm really nitpicking. I just think this one seems a little bit tougher to get to the top with this kind of lineup. This one I prefer 138% ownership. That's more my jam here with 4-3 Yankees stack, but lower owned. We got Steven Kwan at 2%, Correa 4%, Jose Ramirez 8%, so 2% Josh Naylor. So some really low owned bats to kind of offset some of that Yankees ownership. All right, I'm going to go through and save 20 lineups. All right, 70% Gleyber Torres, 60% Giancarlo Stanton, 50% Bader. Again, Yankees across the board. I think I would do the same thing. I just go and find some Gleyber Torres lineups, try and get him down to about 50% exposure in my lineups. I think I'd be a little bit more comfortable with that. Again, the easy way to do that is just to go. You got to get rid of some of your Gleyber Torres lineups. I'd probably start by getting rid of about 5 of these, and then just go back. And once you've gotten rid of a few, if you go to the top left, this is the easiest way to add new lineups to your lineup set. Is just go to the top left, MLB Lineup Generator, FanDuel main, same thing. And now I'm going to go just to contrarian lineups, see if I can find a few without Gleyber Torres in them. See, I'm just going to have to discard a few to get rid of the ones that do have them in there still. All right, here we go. All right, found a few, and now brought them down to 55%. Maybe I'd keep going, get rid of a couple more, but in general, okay to have some Yankees exposure here. They clearly have the overall top stack odds by quite a bit, more than double the next best there. So the Yankees look really good. Don't mind having some exposure to the Yankees in Coors Field, but I would probably still go back and try and get to a little bit less, maybe under 50% for each of the Yankees bats would be my goal here. Anyway, that is going to do it for this video. Reminder, you can get this tool for 50% off using the link in my tweet or in the description of the video. Check it out if you haven't already, and good luck tonight.